We look at the whole Miles Turner thing, man. For me, it doesn't move the needle at all in terms of the Milwaukee Bucks being, contenders in the Eastern Conference. Does it make them better? Yeah, a little bit. But I think it was just more of a desperate move by the Milwaukee Bucks because they have to do something to try to have Giannis to stay. They really can't make a move right now, fellas. Right. So the only move they can make is to bring in a guy like Miles Turner and say, "Hey, Giannis, man, look, we're trying. It's unfortunate that Damian Lillard got hurt. That really wasn't working out even before he got hurt. Right. So now we're looking at least bringing in somebody that was vying for an NBA championship last year. Doesn't make us championship contenders, but we are trying. And Hot Rod, I agree with you, man. Giannis wants out right now. Giannis wants out right now. And if you know anything about Giannis, he is ingrained in the Milwaukee community. So I think he is definitely worried about how he is perceived, which he shouldn't because he brought an NBA title to that city. He brought a championship to that city. So he doesn't owe anybody anything in Milwaukee. But still, Giannis is Giannis. And he has not outwardly come out and said, "Hey, I want out." But I get the feeling, fellas, that if you put a gun to his head and say, "Hey, do you want to leave right now?" Giannis Antetokounmpo would want to get out of Milwaukee. And I think some of the desperate moves that you're seeing from the Milwaukee Bucks is why that's happening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I feel come trading deadline, he's going to, make it known, get me out of here,
Yeah, and to be honest with you, I mean, I don't like the narrative when the national media says, okay, well, this guy needs to go. But if anybody needs to go ahead and get a change of scenery, it's going to be Giannis Antetokounmpo because he's brought so much to the city of Milwaukee in terms of revenue, businesses. He's done everything he brought him a championship. I don't know what more he has to do for the city of Milwaukee, but anybody who is anybody in the league wants to continue to win a championship. Now, does that mean Giannis go out west? No, I don't see. If Giannis left, I honestly don't see Giannis going out west. I see him staying in the Eastern Conference. And once again, kind of like the LeBron thing, if Giannis Antetokounmpo joins a squad, that makes them an Eastern Conference finalist to the most.
Big time.
Okay? Oh, yeah. An Eastern Conference finalist. So I wouldn't feel bad if Giannis left. I wouldn't. And even today, when I look back, years back, I don't feel bad anymore when LeBron left the first time. I know people in Cleveland will hang me in effigy. But
it was just the way he left. It was the way he left. I understand. It was just the way he left.
I'm not upset the fact that he left. I'm upset at how he did it. Okay? The decision and going TV and all that. But the reason that he left, I have no problem with the fact that he did that because that team was not built to win. And now Milwaukee. And so I say this to you, L Train, even if you're saying, it's a dumb move. Sometimes desperation creates stupidity.
Yes, it does.
Okay. So yes, because of the Milwaukee Bucks desperation, they made a stupid move. To try to keep Giannis there. And there's so many other players that they could have went after. And you decided Miles Turner was going to be that guy? Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, they need shooters and ball handlers. That's what they need.
Exactly. And you let go a surefire first ballot Hall of Famer, even though it's going to take him a minute to come back. And the way that you did that? Come on, man. I can't respect that.
Yeah. Stock up or stock down, fellas? I've got a question about Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant, obviously part of a blockbuster trade, playing for the Houston Rockets right now. Even though he has been the news in the WNBA, is his stock still down because now he is chasing rings rather than staying put and trying to win a title?
Well, hey, if he's healthy, that team is loaded, okay?
Yeah, it is.
So you can say OKC number 1, Houston number 2, and then followed by Denver and then I don't know who else, maybe the Clippers, but OKC and Houston are 1 and 2. Houston is loaded. They're loaded. And if they are healthy, because all they need Durant to do is score. That's it. They need a score out of him and somebody to close. You don't need him to come there to be the leader, to be the role model, to teach, train, anything like that. Just score, and when we need a bucket at the end of the game, you're our guy. And again, if he's healthy, and again, remember who their coach is. They got a hell of a coach. Coach. So that Houston team, man, they're something to watch. They are something to watch, big time.
So with KD, I think in the beginning, his legacy was tarnished when he went to Golden State, even though he won the championship. But I think since time has passed, I think it's been repaired and recovered, and people honestly felt sorry for him playing for Phoenix. Okay. Because he had an issue in Golden State. He had an issue in Brooklyn. Then he went to, Phoenix, and he was in purgatory in Phoenix. And I think a lot of folks started coming back to the Kevin Durant bandwagon when he was in Phoenix, because they was like, get him out of there. So being in Houston, he doesn't have to be the guy. He is still, easy money sniper, but he doesn't have to be that guy now. But he can be at a level where if it gets down to it and you need a bucket at the end of the game, you're going to go to that surefire first ballot Hall of Famer in Kevin Durant. Okay. And so it actually, and then like T said, Ime Udoka is a great coach. So
yeah, he is.
if I'm Oklahoma City, I'm concerned.
Better be worried.
I'm concerned because Houston has the athleticism and can match up with them. And now that you added the Kevin Durant factor, yeah. But I don't think it's tarnished his legacy. I don't. Now, if he does not get a ring in Houston and then he decides to go to somewhere else, now we have to rethink that conversation.
Yeah. It all depends on what you say his legacy is. I don't think the move to Houston tarnishes legacy. Quite honestly, I think his inability to be able to win championships after Golden State, at his various stops, that has really put a tarnish on his legacy. And I think that if he were not able to win a ring in Houston, I think that would just be more gasoline to add to the fire. People forget Houston was the 2nd seed in the West this past year. So, they gave up some assets, man, but they're bringing in a, first ballot Hall of Famer and Kevin Durant, who still can score. So does that make them a Western Conference Finals team? Who knows? That remains to be seen. There's a lot of meshing that has to happen. T, I agree with you. They've got great coaching, there in Houston. So I definitely think that they're going to be in the conversation of being a team that comes out of the West. I do think OKC is still formidable. I think OKC returns a lot of different pieces. And with the contracts that they have, even though they've been handing out extensions over the past couple of weeks, I still think they have the ability to be able to add some pieces and become even better along with their draft pick. So OKC is a scary, scary franchise right now. Just really, really scary.
Yeah, with the core 4 and OKC, I know they gave SGA max extension. I know they're gonna sign.
They had a money machine going last week.
They do.
A printing machine. They're printing money.
Holmgren, they're getting ready to sign him to a long-term deal. Because the core 4 there for me is SGA, Chet Holmgren, Jalen Williams, and Lou Dort. That's their core 4. So they're going to keep that core 4 together and just continue to build around it. So OKC is going to be around for a minute. They're going to be around for a minute.
Yeah. Before we get to our start 1, bench 1, cut 1, erase 1, I want to dabble, and I want to dedicate a future show to this as the seasons get closer. But I want to talk about our Ohio State Buckeyes for a minute. And I'm looking at the landscape of college football. I'm looking at the Ohio State Buckeyes. I'm looking at Julian Sand as their quarterback. All the news that's coming out of Buckeye camp. spring game. I'm putting all this stuff together. They're coming off a national championship season, fellas. Can the Ohio, I know a lot of things have to fall in place, and we're a long ways away from this, but I'm posing this in July so we can look back and kind of see what our takes are. Can the Ohio State Buckeyes, man, run this thing back and repeat? Like, they've got enough. The question mark is going to be the running game. You know, they lose 2 box office running backs. I think, honestly, this is my opinion, fellas. I think they upgraded in defensive coordinator. I think that's going to be an upgrade, man. I think Patricia is he's smart and he's in his element when it comes to that defense. And I think the quarterback play is going to be stellar, man. I am so high on Julian Sand. What are your thoughts on the Buckeyes this season?
Let me go real quick. I'm concerned about the running game, but first and foremost, before you talk about running back, I just want them to beat Michigan. Yeah, let's start there. Let's start there. Yeah, let's beat that team up north and then go from there. Again, yeah, the running, back situation concerns me a little bit about the offensive line, somewhat too. So I'm hoping, okay, I'm hoping that they can, run it back. But let's start with beating that team up north first.
Has Ohio State ever had a running back problem, though, fellas?
No.
They seem to reload all the time.
Do. Yeah. I'm going back to the days of Archie Griffin and Pete Johnson. Remember them? Way back those days. So no, they've never had a problem at running back. No, they haven't.
So for me, I'm taking a wait and see approach with the Buckeyes. I know Julian saying there's a lot been talked about with him, but he had never really played a regular season game. Don't get me wrong, Jeremiah Smith is an absolute load. That kid went back in the weight room. He was playing at 205 last year. Yeah. He is a 225. He's at 225 now.
Chisel.
With the same speed. Okay, he's an absolute juggernaut. All right, but I'm concerned with them running it back this year because you got a lot of new faces, a lot of young faces. Now the test is not necessarily going to be when they get to Michigan. They're going to get tested right out the bat against Texas. They got to play. They got to play Arch Manning and Texas right out the bat. That's going to be and it's funny. It's the first game, but it's going to be the litmus test. If they can get past Arch Manning in Texas, then
and he's probably practicing right now for that game.
Yeah, absolutely, because he's the man now. He ain't got to sit behind nobody. He's the guy, okay? And so they got to deal with Arch Manning coming off the bat. Now, the Buckeyes have been known over the years to start off slow and end strong. Even though they win games, sometimes when they play, the Little Sisters of the Poor and those teams in the beginning and beating them up, then you're looking at, the season. So I'm taking a wait and see approach. Yes, it's 2 new running backs back there. We'll see. Am I as confident sitting here right now in July that I will be during the season? Yeah, my confidence is a little bit different right now. I'm not sold on them right now as I was last year.
They can't start slow this year with Texas being that first opponent, so hopefully they'll get up for that. They can't start off slow.
But it's just like L Train said, they had Tavion Henderson and Quinshawn Junkins back there in the backfield. If you had a trouble in your passing game, you could just load up and go ahead and run. I'm not really confident because teams are going to adjust to Jeremiah Smith. He's still going to get his. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
He's going to get his.
Yeah.
But now you're going to have coverage rolling over to him. You're going to have safeties over the top. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have box coverage when it comes to him. They're not going to let him get off. But I'm just taking a wait and see attitude with Ohio State. As of right now, asking me right now, I don't think they'll run it back.
Yeah. I don't think they'll run it back either, but I think they'll be in the playoffs, obviously, and I think they'll make a run in the playoffs. I predict that the Ohio State Buckeyes are going to lose that opener to Texas, and the only reason why I say that is because Texas hits them where it hurts. They've got a prolific offense, and now Quentin Ewers was a good quarterback, but he's not going to be able to run that offense like Manning's going to run that offense.
Yeah.
Where's that game being played?
I
think
believe
it's at Ohio
that game
State.
is in the Horseshoe.
Yeah, it's in Columbus.
It's in the Horseshoe.
Okay.
But here's going to be the difference. You've got a new defensive coordinator going up against a prolific offense for the first game of the season. And there are no exhibition games in college. So to be able to simulate what Texas does in practice, that's going to be hard for the Ohio State Buckeyes. That is a tough.
It's impossible.
That's a tough first draw, fellas.
It is.
You know, and it's not going to say how good or how bad Ohio State is. Now, obviously, if Ohio State comes in and gets shelled 44-0, then we got some problems. But whether or not they win or if they win that game and they do it convincingly by shutting down that offense, the Ohio State Buckeyes would really impress me with that. But there's going to be a lot of moving parts, a lot of learning. It's going to take a while, I think, for that defense to really settle in. You know, but I think they will do that by the end of the season. And I do think the Ohio State Buckeyes will beat Michigan this year. They will get into the playoffs. They will make a run. But there are some teams in there. Georgia is going to be pretty good, man.
Yep.
Georgia is going to be pretty good. So only one team can win it. I do think Ohio State's going to be close. But I think it's going to be tough for them to repeat.
Do Ohio State win the Big
champion.
Ten? Do you think they win the Big Ten?
I think Ohio State wins the Big Ten, yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think Ohio State, looking at who they have to play, I think they may get dinged once in the Big Ten, but I don't think that ding comes from Michigan. I think they beat Michigan. They go to the Big Ten Conference Championship game. They win that. What are your thoughts? You think they win the Big Ten?
I'm calling the.
I think so.
Yeah. Go ahead, T.
Yeah. And that one ding may be from Sparty and the Michigan State team.
Could be.
Who may get them? Yeah.
See, I think
Sparty,
it's Penn State. I think Penn State will get them.
They're a little motivated over there at Penn State, right?
Yeah, I think Penn State. I think Penn State. If it's any hiccup and the Buckeyes running it back, I think it's gonna be the Nittany Lions at Penn State. I think it's gonna be Penn State because Drew Allard is the quarterback, and Drew Allard, you know, of course, the Browns were talking about Drew Allard because he's an Ohio kid, but Franklin there, he has a disdain for Ohio State, probably more than Michigan right now.
Didn't they just hire a new defense coordinator? Who's their new defense coordinator over there, right?
Yeah, it used to be the Buckeyes defensive coordinator.
Wow, yeah. Okay. So he definitely has an axe to grind.
Yeah.
He definitely has an axe to grind.
He paid him a lot of money to leave Ohio State, and he left Ohio State. But I do see the Buckeyes winning the Big Ten, but the hiccup, I think is going to be Penn State. I think it's going to be Penn State.
Yep. I cannot argue that. Well, fellas, you know, it's time for one of our favorite segments on the show, our most popular segments on the show. Listen, I've been getting 3 The Hard Way Nation fans writing in and giving their own start one, bench one, cut run.
Hey, bring it on.
So I am going to use Keisha from Texas.
Okay.
All right, Keisha from Texas. She's got a pretty good one, so I thought I'd bring it to 3 The Hard Way. Keisha, thanks for sending it in. Hers is veteran running backs for 2025. Veteran running backs from 2025. And I like what she did here because sometimes when you do start one, bench one, cut one, erase one, you try to make it as hard as possible. But I like what she did here because she's got some questionable things in here, and you have to really think about what your vote is going to be. So here we go. Veteran running backs for 2025. Her first one is Aaron Jones, Minnesota Vikings running back, former Green Bay Packer running back. Aaron Jones. The second one is Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley is coming off a Super Bowl with the Philadelphia Eagles. Third one, Derrick Henry for the Baltimore Ravens. Everybody thought Derrick Henry was washed up with the Titans, had some resurgence last year with the Baltimore Ravens. And the last one is Christian McCaffrey for the San Francisco 49ers. Now,
Swiss Army knife.
Yeah. This looks like it could be, pretty spelled out and pretty easy, but I see what she did with this. I see what she did. You've got to look at history. You got to look at injury. You got to look at scheme. Top veteran running back. Start one, bench one, cut one, erase one. Who wants to go first?
Let me see. Give me a minute.
You got that look on your face.
Because I don't care.
Like you're not even worried.
That don't even faze me. I'm coming at it, Keisha. Great job trying to stump us, but I'm coming at you right now. Here we go. You ready? All right.
Yeah, let's do it.
But I see what you did, Keisha. I see what you did.
Yeah, she's slick.
Okay.
She's slick.
So, start one. Derrick Henry. I'm going to start Derrick Henry, his body of work. Just Derrick Henry, period. Yes, he had a resurgence.
Now, Rod, before you go, sorry to interrupt you, before you go any further. Now, this is just, I think she meant just for the 2025 season.
Okay.
For next year. Okay.
Not overall history, Rod.
Okay. All right, well then
So
let me
travel smartly.
retool. Let me retool. Give me 5 seconds.
Okay.
Derrick Henry. I didn't stutter. Derrick Henry. Bench one, Saquon Barkley.
Okay.
Okay. Cut one, Christian McCaffrey. And erase one, Aaron Jones.
Okay, let me go. All
right, T.
That's a pretty good one.
That's a pretty good one. Hey,
that's a pretty good
Rod,
one. Yeah,
I got
that's
you.
it. Oh, okay, I'm going to start Saquon. Just based on 25, all right? What he did. I'm going to bench Derrick Henry. I'm going to bench Derrick Henry, and part of it is because I can't stand the Ravens, okay? I'm going to bench him. I'm going to cut Christian McCaffrey, the Swiss Army knife, and I'm going to erase Aaron Jones just based on the fact that Minnesota had such a great passing game last year. Now, again, he was important to them, but, hey, it was all about the passing last year with, Minnesota. That's the way I look at it. So, again, I'm going to start Saquon. I'm going to bench Derek. I'm going to cut Christian, and I'm going to erase Aaron Jones. I'm going to erase him.
Okay. I like what you guys did there. Here's the direction I'm going to go. I'm going to start Saquon Barkley. I mean, that dude was box office last year, best running back in the league, home run hitter every time he touches the ball. He's got that potential. I am going to bench Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry, when he's coming through that A gap and you're a linebacker, you don't want none of that because he's bringing it. He's bringing it all day long. Derrick Henry, I am going to bench. I am going to cut Aaron Jones. And I'm not saying that because I'm a Minnesota Viking fan and Aaron Jones, my guy. But listen, man. I've got some stuff to back it up. When has Christian McCaffrey ever played a full campaign? Never. He's never played a full campaign. Aaron Jones is coming off a season where he played all 17 games. And he had career receptions, career running attempts, career yards, and the Minnesota Vikings have just improved their offensive line. They're going to have a top 3 offensive line in the league. So Aaron Jones, in my opinion, is going to be more reliable and more productive than Christian McCaffrey. I expect, as always, Christian McCaffrey is going to miss about 6 or 7 games in this season at some point. That's why I choose to cut Aaron Jones, and then I choose to erase Christian McCaffrey.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. I'm just saying.
That was a tough one.
Keisha tried it.
Yeah. That was a tough one because she pinpointed just the the one season, not the overall history. Wow. She's a fan. That's all right. She knows her football.
Oh yeah.
She knows her football.
Yeah. So we are going to continue to. Hey, you guys keep sending those. I mean, fellas, I wish you could see some of the things that people send in. They send in their favorite foods. They send in their favorite restaurants, their favorite series. I mean, it hasn't been just about sports. So this is obviously one of the favorite topics that we do on the show. So we're going to continue to do that and then utilize some of the Three the Hard Way fans as you continue to send stuff in. Please, again, hit that like and subscribe button so we can continue to grow this thing. We love interacting with you guys. Well, fellas, it's great to be back. It's been a great show. We got our parting shots coming up as well to end this thing. So T, we'll start off with you with the parting shot.
Yeah, I'm gonna go a little bit of youth basketball real quick and Major League Baseball. Brian Buxton for your Minnesota Twins went 5 for 5 yesterday.
I saw that.
Okay, hit for the cycle, man. He was red hot. This is a guy that normally starts off kind of cold. In the beginning of each season, starts off cold and then he picks it up. And he's a guy I've been saying for years is so underrated. He's so underrated, okay? But he went 5 for 5 yesterday. I don't know if he's got one of those special bats. What they call those bats? What are those bats that they're using this year in baseball? I can't think
I know
of
what
it.
you're talking about. The ones the
for
Yankees designed. Yeah.
Yeah, right. But yeah, he went 5 for 5 yesterday, and it was awesome. And then one of my reading scholars, I went to go see her play yesterday, play basketball. She's an 8-year-old, Miss Rosie Lee Brooks. She plays for the Jayhawks out in Nansemond, Suffolk.
All right.
Okay. And went to her game yesterday. She's, again, one of my reading scholars, but she also hoops during the summer. And I tell you, she's the first one up and down the court, okay? Now, she didn't score any points yesterday, but she had 2 rebounds, 1 steal, 1 partial block, and her defense is just tremendous.
Okay.
And again, like I say, she gets up and down the floor. I told her, Mom, I said, my buddy from back home coaches women's basketball, so we got to, get some film, headed your way, L Train, so you can check her out. But I'm going to give, little Rosie, give little Rosie a shout out because she balled yesterday, man. She balled.
All right, I'll have to check her
so
out.
those are my 2, Byron Buxton and little Rosie.
All right.
Yep, they're Jayhawk.
All right.
Yep.
Listen, I want to send my condolences, but I want to shout out former Major League Baseball player, Hall of Famer, Dave Parker. I remember Dave Parker when he played for the Pittsburgh Pirates. And Dave Parker, he was a load. And so he recently passed away at 74. And so I just wanted to use my parting shot to, say rest in peace to the legend Dave Parker.
Yeah. And did you see he had a cannon for ride? They showed him, throwing guys out at third base and out the plate from, deep in right field, I believe. Man, he had an arm.
Parker,
he had an arm. He did. And they say he was such a gentleman, too.
That's the only time I actually watched the Pittsburgh Pirates. They were, when Dave Parker, Kent Jacoby, those guys, I loved watching the Pittsburgh Pirates. So, yeah, shout out. I saw that it came across my feed, so condolences to the families of Dave Parker, but I heard he was a great person and absolutely Hall of Fame, fabulous baseball player.
Awesome. 2 great parting shots. My parting shot is to Alex Rodriguez, who became the new owner for the Minnesota Timberwolves up here, A-Rod. And, it's people, if you don't understand the history of the Minnesota Timberwolves ownership, this is a pretty significant move because even when this became official a few days ago, the first thing he did was mention Kevin Garnett's name. Kevin Garnett has been on the outside looking in on the Minnesota Timberwolves organization. Yeah. His number, his jersey is not in the rafters. He is the greatest Timberwolf of all time until Anthony Edwards surpasses him. So the first thing he said is, Kevin Garnett is going to have a chair in our front office whenever he wants it. They are going to fine-tune their logo and their uniforms back to the Kevin Garnett days, the good old days. So you're going to start to see the black uniforms. You're going to start to see the pine cone uniforms. Alex Rodriguez understands the history of the Minnesota Timberwolves. And, I don't know if you guys have ever been to Minneapolis, but the Target Center is a wreck. It's the oldest facility in the NBA. First thing he said is that we're going to build a new arena for the Minnesota Timberwolves. I mean, he's going to make this franchise a first-class organization. And the reason why he's our parting shot is because this city, which is a great sports town, Minnesota Vikings, Minnesota Twins. Lynx.
Yeah.
They've been begging. They've been begging for ownership that cares about the Minnesota Timberwolves. So it's just a breath of fresh air in the city. Everybody is happy. And the Minnesota Timberwolves, with Anthony Edwards and 2 Western Conference Finals appearance, their stock has never been more high. So my parting shot goes out to Alex Rodriguez. Welcome to Minnesota and the ownership of the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Yeah. And if I could add, L Train, I love how he's made a comeback with baseball and calling the games. And I love hearing his take, okay, when he calls games. I really, really do. I love his baseball knowledge. I remember I saw him play several times when he played with Texas when I was stationed in Maryland. I used to go to Camden Yards. And when he played on that Texas team, I used to see him up close because I would pay for seats right behind third base to see him right in that third base shortstop area. So I've seen him play up close. And he's a big dude too, man. Back in the day when I used to see him, yeah, he was big. He was Cam Newton size, big dude, man. Yeah, A-Rod. So that's good. That's good. And allowing KG to have a seat at the table, that's awesome.
KG should have a seat at the table, especially in Minnesota.
Yeah, he should. Yeah,
he should. Because I can see KG coming back because I've watched him. He could come back to Minnesota and be player development because he knows how to develop players. He also knows how to develop big men. He does. That's why, real quickly, I wish the Cavs would have grabbed him and had him and locked him in the room with Evan Mobley. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But no, shout out. That's a good shout out, man. Good for Minnesota.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Good for Minnesota.
Yeah, well,
and A-Rod.
A lot of people don't know this. Kevin Garnett came into the era where it was Flip Saunders as head coach, and then the general manager was guess who? Kevin McHale. And then during that 10-year, Kevin McHale became the head coach. Kevin McHale, arguably one of the best power forwards in terms of tools on the block with post moves, and that's where Kevin Garnett learned that stuff from. So you're right, man.
And that's when you were with that organization
man.
too, right?
Absolutely. So you know, Kevin Garnett, in any sort of developmental role would be a huge asset to any organization for sure.
Absolutely, for
right.
sure.
Yeah.
Right.
Gotcha. Well, it's great to be back. We will be back next week.
Man,
again,
I enjoyed it.
I've just enjoyed being with you fellas. Missed you a ton. This is 3 the Hard Way. People out there, please hit that like and subscribe button. Our subscribers are growing. We need to continue to see that thing grow each week. Just take the time. It takes a couple of seconds to hit that like button and continue to support us because we enjoy interacting with you guys. From myself, Mr. Terrence Austin, Hot Rod, Mr. Rodney Young, this has been 3 the Hard Way. We will see you guys next week. And see ya when we
Y'all have a blessed week, gentlemen. Have a blessed week.
See ya.
See ya. All right.